Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, where today I'm going to be talking about magical or craft names. Magical names are a great way to differentiate between the mundane world and the magical one. Some people think that magical names should only be shared, should basically be a secret, and should only be shared between the individual and their deities. Other people don't really follow this rule and think that it's perfectly fine to share your magical name with other people. Whichever way works for you is fine, so you can really make up your own mind there. Magical names are often made up of an interest or a strength you have, or even a trait you'd like to possess. There are people who like to choose names from old legends and myths, or choose a name from their favorite deity, and you can also incorporate the names of colors, herbs, crystals, animals, all different kinds of stuff into your magical name. When choosing a magical name, it can be a good idea to look up the meanings behind the names or words you're choosing. Each word has its own meaning and power, and when you choose a magical name, you're aligning yourself with that meaning and power. So you really want to make sure that that's something you're going to want to choose and you're going to want to have as your magical name for a long time. It's, a name isn't something, you don't usually change your name every few months or whatever. So you're going to want to really think about it and choose something you're going to be happy with long term. Sorry, I have a few notes. Oh right, so along those lines, when you pick something, you don't want to end up just choosing something and then later on down the line end up realizing it's not really what you thought it was. Maybe you chose something and then you realized you just chose it because you like the sound of it, and later on you realize, oh well, the meaning behind that, I don't actually like that, or just you choose a name and then later on you realize that doesn't really fit with me anymore. So you want to take time and choose something you're going to be happy with long term. So there are different ways to find your magical name. Some people like to do a lot of research, and others like to just choose something that they think sounds nice and that they like. You can incorporate special words, like I sort of mentioned before, that have some type of meaning to you, like maybe you want to use your birthstone or your favorite color or your favorite animal. Some people, a lot of people it seems like to use numerology to choose to choose your magical name, because your birth date is a constant that never changes. Some people like to use your birth number to choose a name that will align with that same constant, unchanging energy of your birthday. They find that that is a good way to do it. I tried doing that and I couldn't really come up with one that I liked using that fit with my birth number. But I do know how to do that, so I'm not going to go over that, how to find it using numerology in this video, but if you would like me to, I can make another video on that, so just let me know down in the comments. So for me personally, like I mentioned, I tried using some different ways to come up with my magical name, and I've been practicing for a long time, so I didn't really, I sort of heard of magical names, but I didn't really understand them when I was younger. And it wasn't until maybe, 8-10 years ago that I really kind of more understood what they were for. And so ever since then, I've tried to at different times come up with one and use numerology and try just picking stuff. But I could never really come up with one that I really liked. Recently, I did come up with one, and I think I like it. I always really wanted to make sure I was picking something that I would like for a long time and that I really resonated with. I didn't want to end up choosing something and then later wanting to change it. And every time I came up with a name, it felt like, okay, I like that, it's okay, but I just wasn't sure it was something I'd be happy with long term. So I never really adopted one. But now I've chosen the name Alice Knight. Alice is actually my middle name, And I've used that online in like my screen names and stuff. Like on YouTube, how I have Pretty Alice Moon, and like my Instagram is just Pretty Alice. And so I've used that online for a long time, and I really like the idea of using that and being able to use that name when I go out places where I don't necessarily want to give people my real legal birth name. For example, if I go to like the Renaissance Fair or Witch Fest or Pagan Pride, places like that where I might meet other pagans and witches, and I don't want to give them my real name, Stephanie, and I'm not going to tell y'all my last name, but where you want a little bit more anonymity, you can use your magical name. So I'm curious, do any of y'all have a magical name? And if so, how did you come up with it? Did you just choose something or use numerology or what? I would love to hear about it down in the comments. Alright, that's all for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. I think this is going to be a shorter one. If you enjoyed this, I'd love it if you subscribed, and you can hit the bell icon for notifications every time I upload a new video. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed, and thank you so much for sticking with me through my YouTube journey. Alright, bye witches, bless be.